A lot of people say I'm doing this out of revenge because we've got beef. I won't deny it. Me and Diddy have had issues. We've been going at it since 2006. He blocked Mace from signing with me. I dissed him in a track. He launched the vodka line. I launched mine. It's been a back and forth for years. You know why he's so desperate to shut this film down? Because he knows we found things. Footage, phone calls, conversations he recorded himself, contracts, NDAs, real receipts. But Diddy ain't the only problem. He's just a symbol. This industry is full of people like him smiling in the spotlight while pulling strings and hurting people behind the scenes. I don't make things up.
He refused to file bankruptcy.
He refused to file bankruptcy?
Well, yeah, because just his ego. I would have filed bankruptcy immediately. I don't mind bankruptcy.
Oh, you?
I'm not gonna pay. I'm filing Chapter 11 so fast, your head's gonna spin. I'll be back, you go, what happened? No, I'm just not gonna pay.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. You let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. You can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around.
That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift. I wish you would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody. And Jay disagrees.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice.
Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
Well.
50 Cent has just detonated the industry with season 2 of his explosive Diddy documentary, unleashing never-before-seen tapes that drag both Diddy and Jay-Z into the spotlight, and the fallout is immediate. According to 50 Cent, Jay-Z may have been playing chess while everyone else played checkers, allegedly orchestrating situations that left Diddy holding the bag while he quietly stepped away. Jay-Z was reportedly present at the same infamous parties, named alongside Diddy in multiple lawsuits, yet never appeared in court, and somehow the accusers walked away. Now, with new footage surfacing and questions piling up, the narrative is shifting fast. Was Jay-Z the real power behind the scenes, pulling strings from the shadows while others took the heat? The industry is watching closely because this time, the silence is louder than ever.
Same concept with the Super Bowl. See, they don't understand the relationship. They was trying to get him to do the Super Bowl without me.
Wasn't happening.
And that's not it. It wasn't happening.
No way.
You see what I'm saying? Because he would look and go, it's okay for them, the award shows, not to give me the trophies. If you look at even Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing. Right. They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they would give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture.
50 Cent has been clashing with Jay-Z and Diddy since the late 1990s, and the tension was never subtle. It all started when 50 openly mocked Jay-Z as a poser on How to Rob, calling out what he saw as hype without substance. From day one, 50 claimed Jay-Z relied less on raw talent and more on influence, power, and backroom leverage. Instead of competing head-to-head, Jay-Z allegedly weaponized his connections, timing releases to sabotage rivals, coordinating moves behind the scenes to choke off momentum and sales. And according to 50, neither Jay nor Diddy reached billionaire status on music alone. Their empires were built by controlling the board, crushing competition, and turning industry relationships into strategic weapons, leaving a trail of stalled careers in their wake.
I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now, just flood it, put out a lot of music, because 50 Cent is coming. And, you know, 4 months later, In the Club hit, and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this title.
50 Cent says he saw through Jay-Z and Diddy long before the public ever caught on, watching them allegedly move to bury Nas and anyone else who threatened their grip on the industry. While preaching unity and empowerment, the same figures were accused of quietly blocking rivals, pulling strings, and deciding who is allowed to rise. 50 never bought the image. He saw the pressure campaigns, the loyalty tests, and the unspoken rule that survival depended on obedience. According to industry insiders, Jay and Diddy weren't just competing. They were allegedly choosing winners and losers, turning hip-hop into a controlled arena where power mattered more than talent.
You couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z. You couldn't sell more records than Jay-Z. But all you had to do was listen to Benny Siegel. And Benny Siegel was, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing that. Like, oh, shit. Like, I used to have questions like, why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like, I was always close, and I always thought like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So if you had $20, $20 that you saved up and you was going to buy an album, and it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and Benny Siegel, you won't, 9 times out of 10 you won't buy the Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on time. It was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude was crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But to maliciously plot to hold me back, I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, Dame would know better than me.
Jay-Z has been accused of hating from the very beginning, more focused on shutting doors than opening them for other black artists. One of the biggest claims is that he tried to block 50 Cent from performing at the Super Bowl. But that plan didn't work. Eminem reportedly told NFL executives he wouldn't take the stage without 50. Faced with losing Eminem, they backed down, and 50 performed anyway. For many fans, that moment exposed how power in the industry is often used to control, not uplift.
The big homie Jay-Z, right? I said to my nephew, I said, yo, listen, I have to ask him this straight up. So I said, yo, why? Who is the people that's on NFL? And he said to me, and I'm sorry for anybody who don't understand. And he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, who's the white guy? I'm digging this Jimmy Iovine. And he said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. And he said,
that's his guy.
He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50 up.
But that's his guy.
That's beautiful.
And guess who's Dre's guy?
Your guy.
Me.
Let's make the
I mean, Jay-Z's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know, he's like, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and you know, Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy going on. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay, so I think people are just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you got to remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl?
Know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some haters. Yeah,
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not going to do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted them there. I don't know.
Because of what? Some of the.
I mean, it's competition. You got to think. 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1. What the 50 Cent?
That was a long time ago.
That was what 9. What was that? 9.
But after that, they did a song together. Remember the whole.
Of course, but 50 was always competition for niggas. Then remember Jay said, "Yo, 50's coming." He told Siegel and them, and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember he came after this. He came after Jay and Rockefeller. G Unit came, and people might get on G Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the effect that we had.
Jay-Z and Diddy have allegedly moved in the same power circle since the 1990s, but when the pressure hit, Jay reportedly kept his distance. Some insiders now question whether Diddy was left exposed on purpose. Adding to the mystery, CNN reportedly held footage involving Diddy and Cassie for nearly 8 years before finally releasing it. That raises uncomfortable questions. Who benefited from the silence? Who asked for it to be kept quiet? And why did everything surface at this exact moment? The timing feels calculated, and for many watching closely, far too precise to be a coincidence.
Who was kind of like, we're done with this guy. You're not back. You're threatened to say this. Release the footage, right? So they released the footage. He comes out, issues an apology. While his lawyers accused the government of leaking the tape, it was later admitted as evidence in his trial. Again, January deal. March is raiding his house, Miami and LA. May, here's a video being dropped from CNN. Even though they've been sitting on it for 8 years. September 2024, book is released, Kim's Lost Words, which, by the way, there's a lot of speculation with this thing here. So whatever I'm reading is not necessarily 100%. It is there. It is not there. The alias they use on who wrote the book is Shanti Millwood, which is an alias for Tupac, which is kind of weird. Why would you use that? This book appeared on Amazon, allegedly written by Kim Porter, accused Diddy of misconduct with minors. Porter's children denounced it as fake. Investigators revealed the real author was Chris Todd, who claimed he compiled the book from a mysterious flash drive.
Industry insiders claim Diddy was deliberately set up to fall. One moment, he was being celebrated at the very top, praised publicly, handed keys to the city, treated as untouchable, and the next he was stripped of everything, dragged into handcuffs, and wiped out for hundreds of millions. The collapse wasn't slow or accidental. It was sudden, brutal, and executed with precision. To many watching closely, this didn't feel like chaos. It felt like a controlled takedown.
Surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all, or you're like, you have no idea? It's none of my business. You'll live longer. Kind of like the mindset.
Surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? You know, hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and raiding his Miami home, his LA home?
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah. I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
50 Cent has long believed that Jay-Z was the one quietly pulling the strings behind Diddy's downfall, and he never hesitated to say it out loud. From the very start, 50 claims he saw through the games, the hidden alliances, and the carefully staged power plays. He never bought into Jay's polished image or public silence. To 50, every calculated move, every pause, and every behind-the-scenes maneuver told the real story. And instead of staying quiet, he called it out, mocked it publicly, and made sure people understood who he believed was truly operating from the shadows.
To come with Jay, the part with Jay, I go, oh shoot, like to us, Black excellence, that had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year. Come on, bro.
Critics argue that anyone paying close attention can see how deeply Jay-Z operates behind the scenes of the industry. To them, he's always been a businessman first, with nearly every career move carefully calculated for leverage, influence, and long-term power. 50 Cent has even suggested that Jay's marriage to Beyoncé was strategic, claiming that after the union, Jay's awards and status skyrocketed compared to before. Now, their influence appears to stretch into the next generation, with their children already receiving recognition before officially entering the music world. To critics, every award, every connection, and every win reinforces the same belief. Jay didn't just build a career, he engineered an empire, piece by calculated piece.
The big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. No, those trophies, the trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He had like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. He got them shits. He's like drinking. His pictures were he thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Why are you so on top of the business side of Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Some people like to just be an artist.
Yeah, I was actually forced to be an artist and a businessman because when I tried to get a deal, I couldn't get a deal, so I had to create Rockefeller Records. We actually created Rockefeller Records from nothing. And, you know, so I was forced to know both sides of the business.
Many critics point out that Jay-Z has never served jail time, despite years of controversy surrounding his name. They argue that, unlike Diddy, Jay has always been more guarded, never admitting anything publicly and never letting cameras catch him off script. His history of controversy didn't begin with Diddy either. In December 1999, Jay-Z was involved in a widely reported incident at New York's Kit Kat Club where he was accused of stabbing music executive Lance Rivera. The case ultimately ended with a plea to a lesser charge, avoiding prison time. For critics, that moment became an early example of a pattern they believe has followed Jay ever since, where power, influence, and careful silence consistently kept consequences at bay.
Is busted. Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
Well, Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
I have my faults. You know, I'm not a...
Diddy has faced serious allegations in the past, including a high-profile case where he was accused of involvement in a nightclub shooting. Yet, like Jay-Z, he was never convicted. Fast forward decades later, and the roles appear reversed. Diddy now finds himself behind bars, while Jay maintains distance, insisting he had no knowledge of any wrongdoing. Critics find that hard to believe. Jay-Z has been one of the most powerful figures in hip-hop, closely connected to Diddy for over 30 years, yet claims he never saw what was happening around him. 50 Cent has often pointed to that contrast, saying he met Diddy once and immediately clocked his personality. Calculated, ambitious, and always fully aware of the game being played.
Oh, that's why it's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because he's a little fluffy. It's stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. When I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, I spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable.
One person who was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person was 50 Cent. And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is the actor Orlando Brown. He was on Disney, and I remember everyone telling us that he was totally insane and deranged when he was saying a lot of things that at the time sounded crazy, particularly about Diddy. Take a listen.
The requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take but he won't you.
Diddy, to me, is the fall guy. We are still seeing a major effort to protect the big names.
None of this was ever truly hidden. Industry insiders say people knew for years. Artists like Jaguar Wright, Gene Deal, and others connected to Jay-Z and Diddy have been speaking out publicly for a long time. The real issue wasn't a lack of warnings. It was a lack of interest. As long as record executives kept the money flowing, the voices of alleged victims barely mattered. According to critics, their pain was treated as background noise, dismissed as collateral damage in an industry driven by power, protection, and profit above all else.
Jaguar has been warning us about Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyonce celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around. And she's very... she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry. Well, what I will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows. Rihanna was trafficked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look at her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the fucking morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam
Diddy isn't going down quietly. Behind the scenes, he's reportedly positioning himself for a comeback. According to claims circulating via TMZ, discussions inside the White House about a possible pardon have been taking place, with speculation that a decision could come as early as next week. Rumors have been swirling for weeks, but insiders say the timing now feels deliberate. Whether it's strategy or coincidence, the narrative around Diddy is shifting fast, raising questions about whether a dramatic reversal is being quietly lined up as his next major power move.
Times that I've seen this being reported, but now according to TMZ, Donald Trump is thinking about giving Diddy that pardon. I will say the wording of this TMZ article is a little confusing, but they are citing that their source is a high-ranking White House official. According to TMZ, Donald Trump is thinking about commuting Diddy's sentence as early as this week. But TMZ cites this source as Donald Trump is vacillating, which means that he's not sure which way he wants to go. He's swaying back and forth, and he's indecisive about what he wants to do. I'm sure the wording about Donald Trump being indecisive on whether to give a pardon or not to Diddy is the fact that Diddy was publicly talking crap about him, because we all know how Donald Trump is. But it can still potentially be a big deal to know that he is even potentially considering a pardon for Diddy at this point, because he doesn't have to consider jack crap. The White House officials who are saying that they are urging Donald Trump to not give Diddy a pardon say that they are not sure what Donald Trump is going to end up doing, because at the end of the day, he does what he wants. We do just know he granted a pardon last Friday to another person that was in Congress. And I think with Donald Trump, we literally never know exactly what he is going to do. But all I gotta say is, if you're about to free Diddy, you also better free those Epstein files too.
Just 3 days after Diddy was sentenced to over 4 years in prison on prostitution charges, President Donald Trump seems to confirm he's heard from the mogul's legal team. The comments coming Monday from the Oval Office as reporters asked about a pardon for Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, who's serving 20 years for child sex trafficking.
I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it, but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be attended at clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Trump and Diddy's ties go all the way back to the late 90s. Diddy was reportedly a guest at the president's 2005 wedding, and they ran in the same social circles.
One mogul after another. It's mogul time. It's your boy Diddy.
ET's cameras caught them together at this New York charity event in 2008.
On X, users began circulating claims that multiple outlets were reporting Donald Trump was considering commuting Diddy's prison sentence, possibly as soon as next week. For many following the case, the idea felt like a gut punch. Critics say such a move would be a devastating injustice, especially to survivors like Cassie, and a painful reminder of how privilege can bend outcomes, echoing past controversies like Ghislaine Maxwell. Justice, they argue, shouldn't depend on wealth, fame, or connections. But 50 Cent says none of this is surprising. He's been publicly warning Trump on X and Instagram, insisting Diddy should never be pardoned. In fact, 50 reportedly went as far as writing to the judge before sentencing, arguing that Diddy was incapable of real change, and that releasing him would only put more people at risk.
As 50 Cent caught wind of it, he said, "Man, you can't get no pardon running your mouth like that. LOL, get up out of here." As he had reposted that clip of Diddy talking down on Trump and calling Trump out, as they did have a relationship at one point in the past. Now, Diddy has been very vocal about being anti-Trump, and supposedly this pardon is allegedly coming from Diddy's team now, as he was convicted. We saw what happened Friday, 4 years in federal prison for the two-man act counts that he was found guilty of in this RICO things that he got denied of. But with that going on, he still was ultimately convicted right here. Now, 50 Cent, he gonna jump out there and go at Diddy every chance he get. I feel like he really uses it as marketing, but there is a little sentiment there as Dirty Daphne, that is his baby mama. She is somebody that got up on the stand and testified against Diddy.
Diddy isn't relying on just one exit strategy. If a pardon never materializes, he's already moved forward with an appeal aimed at overturning his conviction. Insiders say he's pushing every legal option available, determined to secure his release as quickly as possible and restore his status at the top of the industry. Whether through politics or the courts, one thing is clear. Diddy isn't accepting this outcome quietly, and the fight for his future is far from over.
Some breaking news right now, and Sean Combs is taking the first step to appeal his conviction and prison sentence. His attorney today filed a notice of appeal. Earlier this month, the disgraced music mogul was sentenced to 4 years in prison on prostitution-related charges. His lawyers have argued the conviction should not stand because Combs lacked a financial motive for transporting male escorts. More papers detailing the arguments behind the appeal are expected to be filed.
Jay-Z may have built a powerful empire, but history shows every empire eventually faces its reckoning. If Diddy truly believes Jay set him up, this fallout could crack open secrets hip-hop's elite have buried for decades. So, what's really happening here? Was Jay-Z quietly betraying his longtime ally, or is 50 Cent doing what he does best and turning pressure into chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into hip-hop's biggest power moves.